What's up, world? Another episode of Garage Talks today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm your host, Desmond Reynolds, aka the Peacekeeper. We appreciate having you. We got a wonderful guest today by the name of Alan.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you been, my brother?
Good. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, man. First of all,
Of
really
course.
appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you.
You are so welcome, man. Coming in fresh off the Duck game. How
Yeah.
was that?
It was a good game, man. It was
Yeah.
really exciting. I mean, it's a rough first quarter, a
Yeah.
couple turnovers back and forward, I think it was like 14-10 in the first quarter. It seemed
Okay.
like it was a really messy one. A lot of penalties going on there for the
Yeah.
Ducks. So I was like, man, I don't know how this is going to play out.
Man.
Yeah, but it was a good game. I think the final score was like 63-19 or something like that, man.
Right.
It was wild.
That's
Yeah,
cool, man.
it's
That's
wild.
cool.
Good game though, man. Good atmosphere as always. You know how it get. How it gets in Autzen.
It never rains in Autzen.
And it rains in Autzen, man. I was all dry and everything.
Had your poncho.
Had the poncho and everything. Yeah, me and my oldest went, and it's a good time, man. Good experience.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oldest son then?
Yeah, my oldest, Brian. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man,
That's
it's really fun. It's nice to be able to take them too, and have like that moment where you're able to, experience something that, for myself growing up never did,
Right.
So giving them that experience, man, it's been a blessing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No time like family time, man.
Yeah.
I stress that all the time. You gotta have family time.
Yeah.
It's just so important and so key. Man, so how's life been, man?
It's been good, man. It's been a long journey.
Yeah.
It's, a lot of bumps on the road and everything, like a lot of falls, but
man.
we're here and it's a huge blessing just to be here in this moment, right where I need to be.
Definitely.
So it's life has been a struggle, man, and it's always going to be one, but
yeah,
I feel like it's going really well, so.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I always say in life is we all gonna go through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how we get through life, really.
Yeah.
And so that leads me to ask you, when life throws you one of those blows, hit you in the stomach real quick, what's your counter to that? How does Alan get out of those tough parts in life, man?
It's a good question. First of all, I appreciate that. I think for me, it's been a lot of like just the faith that I've built, the relationship that I've built with God, and
Of course.
Any time that I feel like something's just not working the way that I feel like it's supposed to me in my mind, it's pump the brakes then and maybe take a moment of prayer and kind of try to think about it a little bit more and like maybe why is this not working?
Right.
Maybe it's not something that's meant for me.
Definitely.
Maybe it's something that's not meant for me, or maybe I'm getting in my own way, because God has a path for you, right? There's a purpose there for us, and He leads us because that's where we're meant to go, and maybe I'm in the one getting in my way. So,
and that's so true, man. I mean, we always got to sit ourselves down and check ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's so important to take that moment just to breathe and understand that.
Yeah.
And that's why I love that coming from you.
It's self-awareness, right?
Honestly.
Self-awareness. Yeah.
Honestly, self-awareness and accountability.
Accountability. Oof. Tough ones, some tough ones there. But it's very true. Very true.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So and speaking of accountability, you started a new job.
Yeah.
Where are you at now?
I'm at Pacific Source right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I started there back in September of 2021.
2020. So about 2 years now.
2 years now.
Nice. And speaking of accountability on that, what you were telling me at coffee earlier, they have a gym there.
Yeah, man. Ooh,
how important,
great facility.
How important was that to your life? What kind of key was that for you?
Man, that was such a huge blessing.
Yeah.
I was going through a struggle 2020, and a lot of stuff happened in life and I had let myself go. I lost myself, and
wow.
It kind of happens in relationships sometimes, you kind of lose yourself, and it was a huge, huge blessing for me there because I was able to get back to what I remember loving,
And what was that?
It was just the working out.
Gotcha.
I think you mentioned it earlier too when we were drinking coffee that it's kind of like a mental health thing for you. Like it helps you, right? Like when you're working out, can be like one of those things where like maybe I think even earlier listening to you in a previous one that you did, mentally maybe you're not ready to go in and you don't want to, right? You're like, man, I don't really want to do this. But when you get in there, you start working out, you just like a lot of that starts just to leave your mind, and you really start to like just experience something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it gets you like mentally, we're in a place where you're like, oh man, I don't know why I was overthinking this, or maybe I don't know why I was just stressing about this, you know? Yeah. So it was huge.
Definitely.
It was huge.
Do you like working out just yourself, or do you like working out with a team, or like having somebody with you? What do you prefer?
Well, it started off with just by myself,
Okay, yeah.
just working out by myself.
Starts with you.
Yeah.
Starts with you.
Yeah. This year we were blessed to have a strength and conditioning class added.
Oh,
And so it's a group of us that are going in, and
nice.
there's this personal trainer that was coming in.
At your job.
Yeah, shout out to Sarah Keepers. She's a great trainer, man. She's just
Awesome,
she's helped me a lot, just in my own personal goals and growth, But man, it was nice to have something like that come up, and honestly, man, like it's fun because you there's that energy that you're putting out, and people are just like feeding either off of it or vice versa,
Right.
So it's been fun. I really do like the working out with other people. I remember I used to work out with this homie too, Skyler. He's kind of the one that I think maybe back at 2018, kind of was getting me started again, because I hadn't worked out since high school,
Right.
So it was kind of cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, man, fitness. I always call it exercise now, or training.
Yeah.
I like training just because I take it as like training for life.
Okay.
Training for what's to come, being prepared, being ready, whatever challenges it is. But just exercising, whether you're walking, going to the gym, going on a hike, whatever it is, it's just so key for not only your mental health, but the physical. Because I mean, life can be such a battle, You got to be ready for it.
That's right.
You gotta be ready.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you gotta go just get super ripped and jacked. No, but you gotta be ready. You gotta be able to.
Yes.
And that's so I love hearing that from you earlier. Just and shout out to the trainer that came through for you. You put her on your Instagram before.
Yeah, right? I have. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A couple times. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I saw her. That's dope, man. Fitness it's important, and exercising is key. You gotta be moving, staying able. I had last week, it was pouring down rain, dark. I wanted to do anything but go to the gym.
Yeah.
But man, let me tell you, when I got up in there, it was on and cracking.
Yeah.
Got the blood moving, got flowing. I was like, we're going to be all right tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to be all right.
I like that, man. I like that. I think that running for me has been kind of like that,
Okay, running.
Running. Yeah.
Okay.
I told you I didn't like running growing up, man. Yeah. Even when I played football, I was like, man, I gotta be out here running. I don't want to do this, But even earlier today, I went out on a 7-mile run, and it's really nice, man.
7 miles.
7 miles, Ooh, man. Yeah,
he was out there cooking.
Hey, trying to get prepped. I got a race coming up in November, 19th. Okay. So, doing a 10K. My first one.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm pretty excited about that, and just been practicing, going out there training, like you said,
Yeah,
preparing. Yeah, and it does help. I think like all of those exercises do leak out to like preparing yourself mentally for any situation that comes that you may have not learned how to face before. I mean, you may still not, and you still have to maybe maneuver through it and try to figure out how to deal with those situations. But I think that mental strength that comes from working out, lifting, whatever it is, truly helps.
100%. Oh, 100%. Does it, because one thing I always say, because you're a father of three. Father of 3.
Yes.
One thing I always say, I don't have kids, but you have to be the best you to be the best everything else.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes, I do.
I mean,
yes, I do.
If you want to be the best at your job, you want to be the best father, best mother, best son, best daughter, whatever it is, you got to be the best you.
Yeah.
And so on that note, do you feel like that just helps you with like raising the kids, helping the kids, like, look, dad's getting better every day?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just, talking about it. I definitely had to work a lot of it because deep down inside, there was no accountability. I grew up with just creating a lot of bad habits for myself, being raised by a single mother, no dad in the picture. And it was tough, man. And I grew up just like kind of learning a lot of things from the people that I surrounded myself with, and some people that I surrounded myself with, just weren't good people. Like I just but those were people that I kind of looked up to because they were there,
They were there.
They were there,
They were there.
Yeah. And I think like right now, like it definitely has been like a lot of just healing, making sure that mentally I was like really stable, because you're right, if I don't, I think you hear this all the time. You got to learn to fill your own cup before you can kind of help and fill someone else's cup.
Yeah.
Right. And so for me, that was like one of the biggest things. It's like learning to fill my own cup so that I can start filling in my kids' cups.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you was talking about the cup, man. So I gotta ask, just kind of going back, where was the cup molded? Where are you from originally, man?
Mexico. I was born in Mexico. Yeah, Baja California.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in Mexicali.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there until I was like probably 5.
Okay, till 5.
5. Yeah.
Nice. See, I'm born and raised out here the whole time, so it's always cool to hear where people come from. So you were till 5, and then did you go straight to Oregon, or did you go somewhere else?
No, we moved to California. I think it was Calexico the first like year. We moved to Calexico. We were there for a year, and then we moved to like San Bernardino. We lived in Riverside.
Ooh, okay.
I think we lived in Anaheim for like a year.
Nice.
Yeah, my whole childhood, like moved 7 different times, I think, before I moved to Oregon.
Yeah.
The last place I remember, excuse me, living was in Antioch, California, kind of like in the Bay Area there by San Jose, and San Francisco and everything, like Pittsburgh, California.
Yeah.
We were there probably like 2 years, 3 years before I moved when I was 12 here to Oregon. Moved here in Springfield.
Okay, so
about 22 years ago now, maybe.
Yeah. Man, back in the day. That's
man.
Do you ever go back to Mexico? Have you visited back at?
No, I haven't been in a while.
Haven't been. Yeah. Got it on your list eventually.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, I'd definitely love to go and see some of my family.
Yeah, gotta go to the stomping grounds for sure, man. Shoot, how you do with? I mean, you was in the sun for 12 years of your life, and then you came to the rain. How was that adjustment?
At first it was a little different, because you're not used to it,
Right.
But I'm a winter baby, man. I was born in January, so I'm a winter baby, and I love this weather. Love the rain, like the cloudiness, the cold, I love that, man. I love that. I remember growing up, I was a little bit on the heavier side, and that sun was not friendly. You start sweating. Man. I'd be just sitting there going like, man, I just took a shower while I'm all sweaty, I'm like, man, come on. Walk outside, 100 degrees, man, it was tough.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't like being outside. If I could stay inside in an air conditioner room, like I just be in there, like, taking my time just to
chill it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta say, one of my favorite trips was a few years ago. I went to Mexico in December. And dude, it blew my mind to be there and be in like 80-degree weather in December as an Oregonian.
Man.
I was like, I thought the whole world was wintertime. And so I get there and I'm like, it's really 80 degrees. I'm in a sweatsuit, sweating. I was like, but man, it was so eye-opening and so dope to do that. I was just like, I love this, man. Like, this is amazing.
What part of Mexico did you go to?
Gosh, we went down to Cabo.
Okay. San Lucas, that makes sense. Man. Yeah.
So, I was chilling, man. I was chilling.
I bet that was a vibe, man.
It was. I ain't gonna lie. It was some good memories out there, man. Shout out to everyone I met. That was a good time. Ready to go back, man.
Yeah.
I got family in Arizona, and I'm thinking about visiting them like a couple days after Christmas. Just go out there and just catch some rays.
It gets cold there, doesn't it?
75.
Really?
Yeah. Right? Sound kind of nice.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Tempting to go somewhere warmer.
Definitely. So, man, getting back to where you're from and the family. So, when you got here, parents were in your life. Obviously, you got here in Oregon. Are they still around, or?
So my story, man, it's a tough one. It's when we first moved here, it was like a little bit after my dad was caught with another woman. And so my mom decided that after 16 years and that happening so often, that she wasn't going to put up with that anymore, especially with me, being a child there, like the youngest one of the 3.
Wow.
So we left, but it's funny, we were just talking a little bit ago, like before, right? Like how you remember things, right? And you remember people and how they impact you, right? And for me, it was my dad. My dad, like something that he said to me when I was very young was like, I gotta go because your mom doesn't want me here anymore. And like that kind of stuck for me for a while. I mean, even till I was probably like in my 20s, I won't lie. A lot of the time, that right there impacted me in a negative way because my mom was the only person that I had there, and she was doing everything she possibly could as a single mother, to not only move me along in life and teach me lessons, but taking care of her family because she was the oldest of 9, I want to say,
Wow. My dad has 9 siblings.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So it was one of those things that, like, even though she did so much, like, there was always that like negative of like, oh I want my dad, I miss my dad, and my dad's not here because of you, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And that was tough to deal with.
That was tough.
Yeah. So like, circling back to the filling my cup, like I had to let go of that.
That
I
accountability.
I had to learn to one, start self-reflecting, point the finger at myself instead of trying to point the finger at people like my life is not the way it should be because of you, or my life is not this way because of you. Like it was more of like, no, man, this is me.
Yeah.
This is me.
Definitely.
So,
How old were you when that happened with Pops leaving?
I was probably 4.
You were 4. Oh,
4.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I still remember, me and my mom talked about it for years too, so, but in my mind, you kind of remember some of those like memories. You have those memories, right? That you might remember from your childhood. And my dad was a city bus driver.
Oh, okay.
And he used to take me with him every time. I'd sit behind him while he was just driving the bus and everything. It was kind of cool, man. I loved my dad. I had that bond with him, and I loved my dad. And I remember one time, man, he had me in the back, and he dropped off like his last couple of people that he had on the bus, but picked up this one girl, and I remember that because where we stopped, she had a little shop. And some in Mexico sometimes they have like those little stores at their homes,
100%. Yeah.
And she pulled in with a little cup of Jello, a little cup of Jello, but no spoon or nothing like that. But they try to, they gave me the cup of Jello, and they were trying to kind of like get me a little sidetracked there, like while they went to the back, and I remember like seeing them kiss, like I don't.
Yeah.
And I remember crying because I was like, man, where's my spoon?
Yeah.
I can't eat this without a spoon, man. What's going on here? So and I remember going home and crying, and my mom came out thinking like, oh, like, what happened? Like he must have fell or something. Like he doesn't normally come home crying like this. And
mother's instincts.
Yeah, and I told my mom. I told my mom. They didn't believe me. Come on now, I was a little kid. Come on, what does he know? But my older sister was 10 years older than me.
Okay.
She's the middle one, but she was 10 years older than me, and she did some like investigative work, and found out that it was true. My dad was seeing this woman, and she had a little shop. They knew exactly where, and that was when mom was like, you have to go. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Man, I know for myself personally, I always say I'm blessed and cursed with a great memory. I remember so much of my life, and I always replay it. Not regret, just replay and look at different situations, and just hearing what you've been saying this evening, and all the things you've been through in life, or part of what you've been through, these big moments that were real effective to you, man. I know I always replay and say, Des, let's try this, or let's try this better. Just kind of like a basketball player watching game tape. How can I improve here? When this comes again, how can I do better? You know what I mean? How can I respond better? So my question to you, man, I got to ask is, what would you tell your younger self when you were going through those moments in your life?
That's a good question. I think so first of all, this is one of the things that I ask myself all the time, like, and I've actually had moments where I've gotten super emotional about it, because I tell myself right now, like, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You've overcome so much in life. you've had to overcome a lot in life. Like the cards that you were dealt were not good, but the thing, I think the most important one is the don't believe the lies. The enemy's always trying to single you out, right? Always trying to pick on you and separate you from everything, and
making you feel isolated.
Like you're the only one that's going through this, so you are going to deal with this on your own,
right?
But there's so many people that are out there that are struggling with this. There's so many people that are dealing with certain situations that are so familiar, from the ones that I've dealt with. And if I could go back, I would tell myself, like, don't believe those lies. Don't believe those lies, and keep working. It seems like it's never gonna get better, but it gets better. It gets better.
You saying that reminds me of that spaceship analogy I told you.
Yeah.
When you don't believe those lies and you start ascending up to your blessing, ascending up to your goals, just like a spaceship going into space. All that fire's hitting you. You're rocking, trying to break that atmosphere, and then boom, once you get there, you're just floating and coasting.
Yeah.
And I love that, just what you say, because that's so true. There's so many times we feel alone when in all honesty we're not. And we gotta have community and togetherness, man. And so for that, I appreciate you. It sounds like you're breaking some curses, man, in the life, and some generational
cycles are being broken. Those chains are, I've been set free.
Respect, man. Well, hey, I appreciate having you today, man. It's all love and respect to you taking time out your day just to come here and bless us and just give so much information and tools. Man, I appreciate that, man. You got me hyped, man. Here we go. Well, world, we appreciate you all for tuning in. As always, another episode of Garage Talks. Thank you guys for tuning in and hearing out Alan today. It's been amazing. We just sat here, had a good time. So bless up, everybody. Have a good day, a good evening. We out.